Welcome back to week 11. Is that the week we're in? It's week 11. Even though right here on the screen it says week 12, I am a week behind in recording my lectures. And I'm going to pontificate and rhapsodize and do a little soliloquy on that for a moment. Because this is one of the wonderful things about process-oriented endeavors as a this is one of the wonderful things. This is one of the wonderful things about results-oriented endeavors versus process-oriented endeavors. So this is a great framework to get into your mind. And a results-oriented endeavor is an endeavor where all that matters are the results, right? Like that's kind of the metric by which you're measured. Did you get the results? A process-oriented endeavor is one where it's the process that emphasis is placed upon. So let me illustrate that. You could go to work and you could have a process-oriented job, and that process-oriented job could be like show up at 8 o'clock, work till noon, take lunch till 1, come back, be in the office till 5, go home, right? It's really kind of structured around a process. A results-oriented job, I think we've talked about this before. A results-oriented job is one where they say, look, I need you to get this stuff done. I need it done by a certain date. I don't care how you do it or when you do it, just make sure it gets done. So that's results-oriented. And that's how this class is structured. So this class is results-oriented. It's not process-oriented. And so that's a really important thing for you to learn, because you're going to have more freedom in your life if you pursue results-oriented activities and endeavors. And if you try to shy away from process-oriented activities and endeavors, because what you'll find is that process-oriented endeavors are structured and created for the mean, the M-E-A-N, the mean, the average, the median, the middle, right? The normal person. And so they give you the normal amount of time that a normal person can do things. But if you're a highly motivated person and you apply yourself and you get good at something, you can often do that much more quickly than the normal person. And so in that case, having results-oriented activities and endeavors really benefits you, because bam, you can knock them out and move on to the next thing, right? So it's great. Anyhow, all of that to say is that this class is structured. It's a result-oriented structure. I don't care when you do the stuff. I have recommended guidelines when it should be done. But if your life gets busy and you can't get to it for a little bit, great, no problem. Then when your life, the time frees up and you can get back to it, jump back in and do it again. So that's real results-oriented. Just get it done. Make sure it's done before the semester's over. And so in this class and in this lecture, right, what we're going to see is where you should be in the class, week 11, and what assignments you should be doing in Canvas, what assignments you should be doing in MyLab IT. So we're going to go over that, what you should do, week 11. And then we're also going to go over lecture material. So we'll go over lecture material. So that's a little bit of information about results-oriented activities and endeavors versus process-oriented activities and endeavors. And this class is results-oriented. So now let's take a look at where you should be in week 11. Even though this says week 12, I'm a week behind in recording these because my video card had some issues and I had to fix that. And then my internet had some issues and I had to have Comcast come out and fix that. And then also my life has had some unusual things going on, and it's just required a lot of extra attention on my part. So I'm a week behind. Anyhow, getting caught up. So here we go. Week 11, what you should be doing. So your assignments in Canvas, if you scroll on down, you should be through week 11. And in this week, all you're going to do is learn about Google News. And so I'm just going to check that out, Google News. And Google News is an area of Google where you could go into Google and look at the news. And you could customize this and set it up the way you want to set it up. It's kind of cool. It's a good place to look at news. So you're just going to explore that. That's the Canvas assignment. And then also in Canvas, you need to go into discussions, and you need to post a week 11 discussion. And so that's this one right here. And you're going to take a look at media and children. It's a really good TED Talk. So there's theory and there's application. I've got kids. And I know this theory about media and children and trying to keep kids off screen. Hard to do. Hard to do. So that's you're going to watch that TED Talk and then provide a little commentary on it. Whether, say something about it, what stuck with you, resonated. And then week 11 here in My Lab IT, week 1 was Windows 10, and then Word 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Excel 1, 2, 3, 4. You should be done with all those. And then Access 1 and Access 2. You should be in Access 2, right? So you should be through all of Windows, Word, Excel, and now you're in Access 2. So exam 2, you should do that's the one this week. Access could get a little bit challenging. And so this is where that skill that you learned in Canvas, right here, right? When we look at the assignments, there they are. And then we did one that was calculate your grade with spreadsheets. Let's just look for that. There you go, calculate your grade. So this is where knowing how to calculate your grade in a class is really helpful. Because you could come in here to My Lab IT and you could kind of look at your grade and you could say, you know what, my grade's good enough. I got a low A or I got a low B, totally happy with that. I'm not going to do those two. Okay? And if you don't want to, that's fine. Work for the grade you want and then stop. And when you're calculating your grade, you can kind of see, you're like a pilot looking at the dials and everything, the instruments, the feedback telling you what's going on with the plane. You're like a pilot looking at the dials, the feedback, what's going on in your life in this class, and you can say, okay, I got the grade I want, I'm done. You don't have to do some stuff. So that was always helpful to me as a student to be able to see what I needed to do and what I didn't have to do to get the grade I wanted. Anyhow, you should be through Access 2 in there for week 2. And then in exams, you should be through Chapter 11, right? In chapter quizzes, you should have done the Word hands-on exercise and then also the Excel hands-on test here. And you can do this one whenever you want. Take it as many times as you want. Always keeps your last score. So that is where you should be. The last thing I wanted to say about all that is you're finding these lectures on, where's our landing page? Right here. You're finding these lectures right here. And I just want to check that last week, last time I recorded was week 10. So I'm going to open that up. And we got week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. So week 11 is coming up now. That's a good deal. All right. So that's where you should be. And that's what you should do. And so this week we're going to talk about in my lectures, websites and apps. And then in the textbook lectures, we're going to talk about databases and information systems. Okay. So that's what's on the docket. I think I'll break these up into 3 videos. This is kind of like what you should be doing this week video. Next video, I'll give my lecture. The video after that, I'll give the textbook lecture. See you in the next videos.